All right, we're going to try this again and see if things got better. Got better. Yeah, they did. Okay, good. Got better. Yeah, they did. Okay. All right. Now that's out of the way. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales. My name's Ryan. I get stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, similar venues. Try to make a few extra bucks online. This week, not like two sales over the weekend, which is really low for me. Usually I average probably closer to 8 over from, I would say, a Friday to a Sunday. This weekend, not a ton, just not a lot of activity. I don't know if it wasn't payday uh, or what's going on there. I've even had like lately, like people complaining about not selling stuff, and I've actually had done okay. And I've got listings up. Uh, I've got some decent stuff listed. Yeah, it just hadn't quite worked out, but we're going to talk about some of that. And I've got some neat finds to talk about over the past week that had made it out the door. So, and this may be a good week though. Some of this stuff may flip out. So, we'll see. So first off, we're going to talk about stuff I got, that stuff I sold. Nothing huge and exciting. This primer of navigation from what, 1940s. This is actually kind of a neat book. Flipped through it with problems in practical work and complete tables. This is a 1960 book about navigation and a whole bunch of neat stuff in here too. So $10 out the door. Old books, old instructional stuff. Look up. A lot of it holds some value. This would still have gone well. Something like this, you could lock this type of thing up as well. But it was a neat find. Old book. Get out the door. Nice. Glad to see a big one sell too. It's always nice because it frees up a little bit more room. And the next one is, this one was neat. I almost thought about keeping it and doing it, but didn't. This one went for $23. This is a still wrapped in plastic, so brand new Eurographics Muscle Car Evolution jigsaw puzzle with my current favorite car on here. Yes, my current favorite car is the Grand National. So, this is a neat find. I wish I would have paid maybe a little more attention during the COVID craze when a bunch of puzzles were getting out the door, and that would have been profitable. But I don't know that ever. I looked a little bit, and I think then I never really found anything I felt like I could flip. But that's my two sales. So that's it. That's this week on the sales. But there's a handful of finds. So we're going to jump into those. So first up, this one was neat. This is a Pilgrim's Progress. Nice big book. This is large print. 2005, like 100, like 425th, like 500th, like an anniversary edition or something. Side note: if you're a Christian, this is almost required reading. Pilgrim's Progress. You should read it. It's very good. If you're not a Christian, you should read it. It's very good. This is, I want to say, something like the second biggest selling English book of all time outside the King James Bible. There's a reason. It's good. But this, nice books, big books, large print books. This is probably a $30 to $50 book. So I was happy to snag that. Next up, got a bundle of Transformers. I was trying to transform this guy and couldn't quite figure it out, but I got a couple of modern Transformers. I have a couple bags. or more modern. That one's mid 2000s. And so we'll probably actually some of those I may bring out to do a flea market this weekend, and those will probably come out. Those might come out with me. Some of those, not all of them, because some of them are like that. That one's like a $30 one, I think. So I need to get that one listed. Next up, R.L. Stein novels. These aren't the Fear Street ones. They're looks like everything that isn't Fear Street. But there's a handful of these lot up really well. These aren't their Goosebump stuff. These are like the slightly older for like older teenager stuff that R.L. Stein wrote. These lot up really well. There's a handful of Fear Street stuff. There's a handful of these. I even looked these up because I got the whole thing for like $2. There's a handful of these that are a little bit higher than the $3 to $5 per book in a lot. So I'm gonna have to. I need to look these up individually to make sure there's not some, or make sure don't need to lot them up in a certain way when I sell those. Let's see, what's that? One of these days, ooh, this candy. One of these days, the next time I think I have a big bundle of Bibles, I'm going to do a Bible tutorial. But this, I didn't even look this up because it was $1 and it was clean. But Bibles, this is the sports Bible. I think there's just some emphasis for athletes in it. It's clean. There's no writing in it, no highlighting in it. Fairly newish, so I'm going to put it up for sale. But that's the type of Bible that typically sells, something that's got something particular about it that just kind of, it's just not a Bible without references or anything of that sort. So clean Bibles that aren't paper, basically you can almost resell any Bible that isn't just like a paperback Bible. That's basic. So that's what that is, and I will have to go into that later. Okay, next up, what else? One more find, and I think I left it right over there, and I will be back in a second. These were outside. I left them out, and I shouldn't have. This is a batch of United States Air Force. I don't know if these are War College books or what. These are almost like all reference and history books. This one's United States Air Force in Southeast Asia, Tactical Airlift. United States Air Force General Histories, Floyd and the U.S. Army Air Corps, 1931, 1935. Really neat history books. I actually may try. I need to look these up. I think these are on eBay. These are like $10 to $20 books in lots. And so I actually have a couple of military Facebook groups that I'm on, like military history. And I'm actually going to try those first there and see if those will flip. Quick paperback find. Land of the Giants. This keep an eye on. There are collectors out there of TV and movie novels. There's a handful that are rare. And they're worth picking up when you see them for $1 or so. So that's something that's just a neat find. Occasionally I grab these when they're cheap. And probably the neatest find, and I'm still trying to figure out value on these, are these little bird. I think these are silver plate, a little tarnish to them. I probably won't clean them. But these like silver plate bird, these are salt and pepper shakers. Oh, that's fine. Salt and pepper shakers. I am going to. I got them in a lot from a neighbor, and we'll see how those go. That would have a bunch of silver plate, and I looked through it. None of it was real silver. That I don't believe any of it was. And so I got. So I don't do a whole lot of silver plate. It doesn't move. If anybody ever figures out how to easily remove the silver from silver plate, they will make a fortune overnight. But that's a chemical process that nobody has figured out in probably about 1,000 years since we've been plating stuff. Uh, so that is this week's finds, this week's sales. Not a lot there, not a lot to talk about. So I hope you do better than I did, and somebody will make money out there. So it'll be fine. You get so I've been on a roll a little bit with some of this stuff, and so with good money, I had 2 good months in a row reselling. Like I hit my, I think there was 1 month I hit over my average. I shoot for about 300 to 500 net a month in my pocket, and I want to say last month I hit about 6, and so that's always nice. So that's what we got. So y'all have a good day, and I will catch y'all next time.